What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Movement Mindset powered by Station Athletics. I'm Chris Hardenberg here with Dave Whitson. Today, we're going to be talking about scaling and modifying for class,
Mhm.
and not necessarily like this is how you should scale pull up or whatever. More, we want to talk about our principles when it comes to scaling
Mhm.
broadly, and then kind of what that looks like. So, what I'll do is kind of lay out some of the principles that
Okay.
we have, and then you could kind of touch on them. So, broad principles around scaling are priority number one is safety.
Yep.
Priority number two is the workout for the client.
Yep.
Priority number three is maintaining the desired stimulus. And then number four is to continue to help them progress to higher skill movements. So,
Which is the hard part.
yes. So in order of importance, safety, the client's workout, main desired stimulus, and higher skill movements. So maybe Dave touch on, we'll go top down and why it's listed where it is. So number one is safety.
Yeah, so this should be self-explanatory, but it's kind of important to be safe.
Yes.
Right? So, if we're all trying to get fitter, it doesn't matter how fit you are if you're always banged up,
Yeah.
because then you're not fit.
Yeah.
Right? So, we used to joke about this. It's kind of a joke, not really, but if you work out and you're constantly pushing the wrong way to the point where you can't get or play with your kids on the ground, I think we might be missing kind of the point of it,
Yeah.
right? So the coaches are there. Number one thing is you look at safety. So warm up, you're doing the skill work for the movement, and part of that modifying scaling is making sure everyone's safe to do the workout.
Right.
And that might be whether you're scaling down the movement or replacing the movement that will create a similar movement pattern or stimulus, but we want to make sure you're safe and all when things are all said and done.
Yeah.
Right. And so this can go anywhere from if we have kipping pull-ups, it's not safe for you to do it. Maybe the weight's too heavy for you, right?
Sure.
And that's okay. And I think that's also a big mindset thing with members to realize that there is a general workout, but that general workout is designed not for every single person to do it exactly the same way. Right. So when I look at workouts, usually I think of one person or program workouts. I think of one person and then I can kind of work around that,
Right.
kind of do that type of stuff. But safety is the number one, because obviously if you're working out a bunch and you're not safe, it's probably not going to go too well for you.
No, and
Yeah.
I know it seems silly. It's like, well, duh, you want to keep every people safe. But how many videos have you seen on the internet where it's like, dear God, what is happening there? And you like want to jump through the screen to help them.
I don't want to be mean to brand new people, but you're brand new, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so coaches, even other members will be like, no, no, grab this weight. You're like, no, no, no. And
Yeah.
it usually takes a little time because, oh, we did kettlebell swings at 70-53.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, a lot of people, there was a bunch of people looking at grabbing the 70 for the guys. And then someone who's a little bit new was looking at the 70. And I was like,
We're not going to do that.
nope, let's grab that 26 and see how we look.
Yeah. So safety is number one, and that seems kind of obvious. The number two and number three, I think, might be different for some people than for us. But number two, we say is like workout for the client. And what I mean by that is like we want to keep them safe. And most people would put stimulus second, which is still really, really important. The reason why I say workout for the client, and you're like, well, what does that mean? It's like I want the client to, especially new people, I want them to keep moving. I want them to come out of the class with a smile.
Yep.
And I want them to feel good about the workout they got, because although that might have not have been the exact stimulus we should have gotten that particular day, I want them to keep coming in.
Yes.
Because if they stop coming in, I lose the ability to impact them and teach them the next levels.
Yeah. I think that happens when people go too far into 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it becomes this giant struggle session of trying to learn instead of still just getting a workout in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with new people. And it's like, and I feel like more often than not, it's like the coach projecting their goals for the client
Yep.
onto the client. It's like they're new. I'm Steve. I'm new. I'm trying to lose some weight. At this current moment of my life as Steve, I don't care if I ever get that movement.
Yep.
I'm trying to lose these 20 pounds, bro. So stop telling me I need to do these things so I can do that, because I don't care. And that's the thing I feel like a lot of these coaches
Yeah.
struggle with.
Because at some point your part of your goals become being able to do certain movements or certain weights or
Yes.
RX a workout. But for brand new people, it's no, like just doing the workout is the thing. Just
Right.
doing a workout.
And for a lot of people, when you've seen them, the fact that they showed up that day is a win.
Oh yeah, it can be scary coming in. There's a lot
Yes.
of other things going on. Yep.
And that's not to say that we might not get to that point, because the arc I've seen with the style of training that we do is usually person comes in, they're out of shape, they want to lose some weight to look better and feel better. All right, great. They start working out, they make some friends, they like coming to the gym. So now that becomes the gym goes from being a chore to a choice.
Yep.
And now it's like, I want to be there. So they continue to go down the path. They lose some weight. They look better. They feel better. They've been doing the same movements for a while. Then they look at the guy over there and he's like, man, he's doing some cool things. I want to do some cool things. Now you can have that conversation. But that could be a 6 to 12
Yeah, it
month
takes
time frame to get to that point, right? So that's why it's like, hey, priority number one, keep people safe. Priority number two, allow them to walk out feeling like they got a good workout,
Mhm.
especially in the beginning, so they can keep coming back. So then we can educate them on number three, which is maintaining the desired stimulus. So maybe speak on that a little bit.
So I think this is something that new coaches struggle with.
Yes.
Um, every workout has an intent. And if it doesn't have an intent, it's a whole different
That's a
story,
whole nother problem. Yes.
right? So and that's where we get kitchen sink workouts. And that's where we kind of get random, not varied.
Yeah.
Right. So we did a workout last week that was, again, part of my incentivizing people to run 200 meters into cleans in remaining time.
Yes. It was a fun workout.
And the goal was to get around.
Oh, JJ has
This
something.
workout killed me.
What weight did you use?
The CRX.
165, bro. NVD.
And were you getting about 5 reps around?
I finished with 20.
So that would have been
So it was
4.
4.
Oh, you're right there.
I
Nice.
was right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, nice. That was good. I was hoping I was going to get him on that. I did it.
No.
Yeah. So supposed to run hard.
Yeah.
And then we have cleans remaining time. Is cleans a more complex skill,
Oh, yeah.
right? Are many people good at running fast?
No.
No, but that was the point. It was literally run fast, high heart rate, short period of time, fine motor skill stuff. There's all different things going on. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, it's really, we just want the stimulus to be pushing the pace each round.
Yeah.
Whether that was running, cutting the run down in distance. There's some people just flat out can't run.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
And there's no reason for me to put them into a position to, how do I put this? Feel like they suck
Right.
because everyone else is cruising and they just don't run well.
Right.
So part of preserving the stimulus for that workout is, hey, shorten the run, switch out the run, make it something that's doable just to get the heart rate up type
Yeah.
of thing, right? And then we had cleans. Cleans were moderately heavy, but they were mostly heavy because your heart rate's already up and your legs are filling with blood, right? And then we're doing cleans. And then some of us went CRX, which is good for you, buddy. So that's where too, I put that in that workout and I'm like, CRX, because I'd rather see people run faster than go heavier.
Yeah.
Because I was the person that was like, oh, Grace, I can do fast. Let me do it at 185.
Yeah.
And the reality is I'm just moving slower.
Yes.
Right. It's not the point of that workout, Grace, right? And so then we had some people here where they're brand new. So is it really, am I preserving a stimulus if they're doing barbell only, barely being able to do a clean and they're not moving, which goes back to like just
Right.
getting a workout in. So then, okay, it's a squat pattern, stuff like that. We can break it down more. But the stimulus of that workout was you were hauling.
Right.
How much was the rest after you hauled?
10 seconds.
No.
For me, it was.
That was the every 330 with the
No,
snatches.
the one the other week was 90 on, 90 off.
Yeah,
I didn't do the one this week.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
I did it. It was 90 on, 90 off.
Yeah.
And so it was like, if you did it appropriately, you should have been just recovered by the time that 90 seconds hit.
You should have been mentally okay, like accepting the fact you're going hard again.
Correct.
And so if we could watch as people are doing it and adjust to make sure that was happening, right? Because there are some people where they went out and by round 2, they were getting back in the door way too slow.
Right.
So then we modify it down and it's like, hey, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine to preserve the stimulus. Sometimes we have workouts that are meant to be aerobic,
Sure.
but people go too fast at the beginning and then they slowly dribble and just teach themselves how to get tired and slow, right?
Yeah.
And so you should be able to look at a workout as a coach or at least ask the person who did the programming, like explaining the intent and everything. And then most of the time, explaining the intent to the members doesn't go great, but explaining how you should feel or how you should be breathing during the workout
Yes.
is what kind of communicates internal versus external,
Correct.
right? So, hey, in this workout, by the time you get in from the run, saying 3 to 5 words should be challenging for you.
Yes.
Like that's the type of pace we want. Hey, in this workout, if I ask you how old you are, you should be able to give me your age and birthday up until the last few minutes of it because you're really fighting to hold on. But in round 1 of this workout, if you can barely say a word, we're in trouble because you have 20 more minutes. Don't be that guy, right? Don't be the guy sprinting on the Echo bike in round 1 when it's this 8-round workout,
Yeah.
which happened this morning with someone with the rower. It was awesome. It was amazing. But yeah, so preserving the stimulus works well if people have some baseline of fitness. When people don't have a baseline of fitness, that's when you have to, okay, we just need to get them a workout.
Correct. Because it's like at the end of the day, we talked about this the other week when we talked about, trying to vary energy systems in programming. And so to go to the first person you mentioned, which is someone who has a baseline level of fitness, it's like you need to maintain the stimulus because if you're always training the same way, you could lead to some sort of burnout or overuse
Mhm.
injury or something like that. And that applies to energy systems as well. If you're brand new, you probably can't sprint because you're not strong enough yet.
You don't have it.
Or you
So-
can't go super long because you just don't have the aerobic system yet.
No.
And so if it's a long workout, it just becomes struggle. And if it's a sprint workout, it's basically aerobic anyways because you can't go fast enough.
You can't tap
And
into it.
that's okay because any movement is going to help you get results.
Mhm.
Once you start to build that, like we said, for going from number 2 scaling to number 3 now of the stimulus, it's important to maintain that to help people get best results and then learn how to tap into those energy systems or what that feels like
Mhm.
so that they can do that throughout the course of what they're doing. And again, it has to be like JJ said he did CRX. He did CRX and could maintain what the goal of the workout was. But you mentioned the Grace example. Yeah, like it's an ego thing to be able to go heavier, but now it's like I know I've said this and it's because I have some knowledge. It's like, you know what? Today I'm actually going to go heavier because I actually don't feel like going fast. Right? Like I know that like if I do I know what the purpose is here. Now, is that the best thing to do? No, of course not. But
We just
yeah,
learned something.
yeah. It's like you have it's like, okay, let's communicate what the stimulus is,
Mhm.
communicate what the desired results is. And when someone starts putting weight on the bar and this person being like, hey, the goal is to get this. Do you think you're going to be able to do that with what's on the bar right there? No, but today's not the day. Or like you said, the new people, should they be doing the barbell in that workout? There are workouts that you can be like, hey guys, I want you to actually like do something you might not normally do so we could use it as a practice time.
Yep.
Right. And it's okay to do that. And maybe
If we have an EMOM,
exactly.
because they still have the rest of it to get a workout in.
Exactly. Or even if you had a really long workout, like a 30-minute workout, and let's use double unders as an example. You could say like, hey, it's going to be 50 double unders or 100 singles. If you're right on the cusp, 50 double unders should take someone about 30 seconds. So why don't you practice double unders for
Yes.
yeah. So why don't you practice double unders for 30 to 45 seconds and then once you're done, move on to the next thing.
And I'm pretty sure if you don't have double unders that well and you're practicing for 30 seconds, your heart rate's probably higher than
Yes.
the person that's doing
Yes.
the 50 dubs.
Whereas if there's a workout that's like to use the workout you used, 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off, the purpose from a energy system standpoint is like high energy output aerobic work,
Yeah.
right? Like you want to get about the same score or feel about the same in every interval, but it's high power because it's a 90-second interval versus a 20-minute interval, which is also aerobic. So in that time frame, you have a condensed time frame. Like now's not the time to practice. Like
Yeah. It's an aerobic power workout, but you need to have a certain base to actually get into it.
yes,
So like we had people all the way down to doing air squats.
yeah,
And
Because-
guess what? They got to work out.
and they were smoked probably.
Yeah, yeah.
And then level 4, guys, is to help people build to new movements. Now, again, most of the people in our gyms are not going towards that.
Mhm.
Like I said, a lot of people's fitness arcs are, I just want to get out of pain or look better, feel better. Okay, I'm starting to get there. I actually like coming to the gym. Now I want to do the cool things. When you catch them on that scoop, that's when it's like, hey, if you want to do this, here's some extra skills and drills you can do. Or in this scaling workout, here's the way you could do things. So maybe speak on like how to have the conversation with people who say they want to get a skill and how to
Mhm.
scale appropriately, because I think it's easy to understand that like okay, hey, I need to take my ego out as the coach, not project onto people. But now you got the people who I'm sure you've seen, I want to get X, but they
Yep.
continue to do the like one level before poorly.
Yep. And so they try to put, because they just want to do it so bad.
Yeah,
So
so
they're trying to
let's
skip the
maybe
progression.
talk on that.
So first it's, and you actually talk about this a good bit, like asking people for permission on something, or saying like, hey, what's more important to you, learning this movement, or do you want to get stronger at this?
Yeah.
Right. So let's say pick a movement that's like a more skill-based movement that people struggle with.
See, snatches.
See, I was going to say the same thing, and I was trying not to say that. All right. So
Like
snatches, right?
cleans, barbell work. It's pretty cool.
Even split jerks.
Yeah.
People assume that split jerks are easy because press overhead, push press, push jerk, stuff like that. There is a lot of moving parts to a split jerk to do it well.
Well, I
Right.
suck at it. I can't do a proper.
I
split
call
jerk.
it the forgotten movement in weightlifting.
I love split jerks.
So do I.
Love them.
It's because I don't have to squat.
Because we all know someone needs to work on a
My
squat.
strength.
So, okay, so let's say snatches, right? What is a snatch? Okay, I'm pulling the bar from the ground. I have to be in the right position by the time I get to the knee, because otherwise it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Whether I move slow or fast, if you're not in the right position, it's done. Then you're starting to transition to when you're supposed to explode, but we're moving while trying to hit a position that's precise, right? Because a lot of people turn into a hinge because they hear use your hips. When people say use your hips, they squeeze their butt. And if you squeeze your butt, it pushes your hips forward. Which way we're trying to get the bar to go?
Up.
Vertical. If you go hips forward, which way does the bar go?
Out.
Out. And then magically, after we hit full extension, we pull ourselves under the bar with high elbows and get underneath it. It is complex, but you can break it down to section by section by section. So if someone's really working on it and they're like, you know what? I want to learn how to do the snatch better. So usually I walk up, I'm like, hey, what matters to you more today? We're working on snatches, right? So I can either give you a breakdown to work on snatches, the positions that you're struggling with, or we can just work on flat out hinging, because I know you're brand new. We can work on deadlifting a little bit too. And ask them what
Yeah.
is more important to them. I'm not going to assume, because for me, I like learning skills. I appreciate learning skills. Not everyone walks through these doors appreciates learning skills because they think it's a waste of their time because their heart rate isn't super high, they're not sweating, and it's quote unquote not making them sore. But if you've ever been to a seminar, you know a PVC pipe can make
Correct.
you sore,
Yes.
right? So then we can break it down to sections. And I think the forgotten part of a snatch is actually from the floor to the knee.
Yes.
Because really good coaches, by the time the bar gets to your knee, I know whether or not it's going to be a good lift.
It's also the easiest one to correct because the bar's not moving yet. Like if your setup position's bad, it's
Yes.
doomed from the start, and
You're
it's
done.
the easiest thing to fix because once the bar gets moving, things get harder.
Yep. So then it's okay. So you want to learn this movement. Okay. We're going to learn these positions on the way up to what the cool part is.
Yeah.
Where you get the jump. But if we miss all this stuff at the beginning, you can't do the cool part well. And you're going to get really frustrated.
Sure.
Right. So now I just explained, hey, what we're going to work on first, why we're going to work on it. And I'm going to future tell a little bit so you know. And then it's at some point you have to be willing to be like, okay, it's not perfect because it's never going to be perfect. So let's start doing some of the cool stuff. And you break it down to just hang muscle snatch, hang power snatch, some of those things just so we can get it. Because if someone just sits there for 15 to 20 minutes of strength work and does snatch grip halting deadlifts, they're having a bad day.
A bad day.
Bad day. Right? So as a coach, you need to be like, okay, hey, I want you to do, we're doing every 2 minutes times 20 minutes. The first 5 minutes, we're going to do this, 5 intervals. And then the next set of 5 intervals, we're going to do this and kind of break it up for them. And the more you coach, the easier that gets to do with people. Because at first you're just trying to fix everything instead of the small section. Right. And it's, you hang a little carrot of, hey, once this looks better, we're going to do the cool thing. So that way they have a reason. You're not just like militant about it. Like, no, you are not hitting the first pull
Right.
100%. So we're going to do that for 20 minutes. And it's like, they hate you.
Yeah.
They just flat out hate you. They don't want to go to your class. I know you think you're being a good coach, but it's not helping them with the
And
day.
that's why it's number 4 on the list, because you've already violated number 2, right? And I think that's a great point, is like communicate. the biggest thing I hear you saying is communication.
Mhm.
So I know this is your goal, right? I'm not projecting onto you that your goal is to get the movement, but we can also have a conversation because if I can tell you, okay, cool, this is where you're at, this is what I need you to do to get there. Now you as the client can actually make an informed decision, be like, oh, well, if that's what I have to do to get there, then maybe I don't want to do
I
that,
don't care that much.
which is also okay, right? So now I'm able to get that person to admit they actually don't want to do that. Or if they admit like, okay, yes, that boring work, I'm in because I want to be able to do that. Then you can, what you said is the second thing I think is really cool is future tell.
Yep.
Because it's like, great, because I guarantee you, you're going to catch them jumping too far ahead.
Mhm.
Happens all the time, especially with gymnastics work. I can do a bar muscle up, but I chicken wing over the top. And it's like, great, you got it. You know what it feels like to be over the bar. Awesome. Now let's clean this up because if
refine
you can continue to do it this way, you're only ever going to get one or two and your shoulder is eventually going to go.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want.
It's because we were talking about double unders earlier. There's so many people that do single, double, and they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And it's a simple fix, but it's not, it's hard to bring yourself to the point of doing it.
Yes.
Right. So, which is why we're going to do a double under seminar because it pains me to watch. Like, I feel like people should get it. People should get it. There's 5-year-olds out there doing double unders.
Yeah.
But yeah. So when you work out,
Yeah.
do you have a tendency to go feet wide when you do power cleans?
Sure. Yeah. When I get tired, for sure.
Do you care about it all the time, or most of the time you're like, hey, I have this time to work out. I'm going to work out.
At this point in my life, if that clock goes, I got 45 to
You're
60
go.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not going to sit there for 20 minutes and drill footwork
Correct.
right now. Like, you're conscious, you're aware of it, but you're not spending 20 minutes working on it.
Correct.
You've coached for a while, right?
Yeah.
How dare you? Right? No, because you're trying to work out. Like,
Yes.
you have to do a workout. So
Yeah.
you even went through for yourself
Yeah.
the day. Yeah.
Well, and kind of like you said, like previously, when I was competitive in CrossFit, I would
Cared a lot.
watch my movement on my phone. I even when I was a teacher, this just sounds nuts now. I would be in homeroom stretching my ankles. I would
Yeah.
bring a band, I kid you not, band with me, tie it around the desk and try to stretch out my ankles. And they'd be like, what is he doing? But I'm like, you guys are in here for 10 minutes and then I'm not going to see you. I just came out of class. I'm stretching my ankles, you know? But now it's like you said, I got 45 to 60 minutes. Like,
Get
and
into
all
it.
I want is a workout. So now that we went through the progression of what you should be looking at to scale, the next step, and I've had conversations with a couple of our teams about this, is what should you be scaling? And so some of the ways you can scale a workout is obvious, is weight, right?
Wait, easy one.
Easy one to scale. Another one is movement, right? So like great example is trying to maintain the stimulus. Another example, you have pull-ups in the workout. So we need a pull-up scale because you can't do pull-ups. If it's a sprint workout, don't choose banded pull-ups
No.
because it takes 10 to 15 seconds for me to even get my foot in the band correctly, right? Maybe choose ring rows or something else that I can move quick, get in and out on, right? So I can scale movement. Or if I can't quite squat all the way down, but we want to make small progressions to getting lower, we squat to a box, we squat to this, right? So that's another way you could do it.
Measure it. Yeah.
A big one I found, and this was talking to Dylan before he left, is volume.
Oh yeah.
Most coaches do not scale volume. And that is something him and I talked about a lot, where it's like, if I'm new, I should not be doing 150 wall balls.
No. No.
But how many coaches do you know that are like, okay, yes, you're not ready for the 14 or the 20. So let's grab the 6 or the 10.
But still
Great
do.
start, but maybe do 75, maybe do 100, maybe do 50. I don't know where the person's at, but if you had them do 150 air squats, they're not going to be able to walk out of here.
Yeah.
So maybe talk on that a little bit. Like, how do you know that? Like, when do you start to look at that? Because again, weight and movement is easy. We're trained on that.
So let's pretend like, for whatever reason, the workout has 150 wall balls in it.
Yeah.
And you notice second round of wall balls. Oh no. Because you can see it. You see it. You see the accident coming.
Yeah.
Right? The car crash is coming. You have to step in and do something.
Right.
Don't just let it ride. Especially something like wall balls where it's dynamic, bouncing out of the hole. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in wall ball.
Yeah.
Right? I think as a new coach, you better catch that early. And I think as someone who works out in a gym, works out with us, if you're in the middle of the workout, like, it is okay to be like, oh, I did too much.
I
Like,
bit off
it
more
is,
than I can chew.
it is okay. It's fine. There's no embarrassment on it. We all have gotten ahead of ourselves. We all have. I can name a bunch of times where I thought I was better than I was. Didn't go well. The good thing is most of the time I was working out by myself because it was in between coaching classes or whatever like that. And then in the middle of the workout, I'm like, didn't go well. Nope. And they're like, hey, Dave, your score's not on the board. Didn't go well. Yeah. Yeah. So it's okay, you like as a person working out, recognizing that and just don't push through.
Yes.
You're training, you're not testing, you're not the game is not on the line.
Yes.
Right? Your career is not to win this workout. It's not how it is, right? So the coach recognizing if it just happens to happen and being able to have that conversation, right? And some people get kind of emotional about it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I'm fine. Hey, I just want to make sure you're good to work out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's unfortunate, but people have to learn the hard way.
Yep.
Now, when it's a brand new person, they do not have the necessary experience or education to make that decision for themselves. They just don't.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to know that when people start here, remember the notes in the folder? You're like, that's too much. And you put the folder away. It happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
One of the notes, and I go over with people, is like, hey, start fast with nutrition.
Yep.
Start slow with workouts. I'm like, and this is what I mean. For the first couple of weeks, you should walk away knowing that you could have done more. And it's okay. Because you need to learn kind of where you're at, and the coaches need to learn too.
Yes.
And I'm like, hey, there's going to be one workout where you get done, and the next day you're like, I did too much. And that's okay, but it's a learning point for all of us. I'm like, so the coaches are going to hold you back more than you think sometimes. People usually fall into two categories. Either they need to be held back or they need to be told, hey, you can row a little bit harder than that. Hey, doing 20 RPMs on the bike really isn't going to get you much. We got to push the pace a little bit. But we try to get every single person kind of framed with the expectation that, hey, your first couple of weeks, you should walk out of here and be like, I could have done more. That weight was a little too light for me. I could have ran a little bit harder, could have rode a little bit harder, wherever it is. And so we kind of go towards the safety side early so we can actually build up to people's capabilities rather than let's go Bulgarian method and throw you in the deep end and see who survives.
Right.
Which happens too much at gyms.
Too much.
Like, oh, we have a workout and there's too many people in the room and the coach doesn't even know you're new. Like, that is not a good thing that should ever happen, type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens anywhere with us. Like, I don't think that's an issue at all.
But even when I talked to Keith for those of you that don't know or maybe didn't listen, Keith is like OG CrossFit.
Yeah.
So like 04, 05. And he said like when CrossFit came around, their goal was to take the new people and put them into the ground. Now he knows that that's not the case anymore, but it was like they'd have people who would, because they were counterculture, and it was like they'd have these bodybuilders come in who were like, oh, I'm fit, and they'd be like, oh yeah, sure you are. And then
Nope.
and so like, but then these people, like I haven't been in it as long and you haven't been as long as Keith, but we've been in it a long time. That feeling was actually what drew us in.
Oh yeah,
But-
2007,
yeah.
2006.
But most of the people now, that's not what draws people in. Like,
Nope.
because the other thing is if they leave feeling like, oh, I probably could have went a little harder today, they're probably still going to be sore tomorrow.
Yep, they still will be. 100%,
Exactly.
yeah.
So because their body's not used to it. The difference is if they walk out thrashed, they're going to be cripplingly sore the next day.
Yeah.
And that's not okay, because then that starts to form a habit rhythm of them not coming back in, and then
Yeah.
you lose the ability to affect change.
I don't want you so sore that when you get out of bed, the first thing you're thinking about is how much you hate me.
Yeah.
Like, that's because that happens to
Yeah.
some people. It does.
Yep.
Get a text message.
And then the other thing you could modify is intensity. Now that's a little bit harder,
Mhm.
but if you have someone who they have a newborn, we have so many people with babies around here, right? They don't sleep well. If I came in high stress, don't sleep well, a high power output workout is probably not going to go well. Not only can you not tap into it well, but I know I've had this because I've done a poor job of this in the past, is like, that's where you, in round 2 or 3, like you're just like zonked and you're like, this is the last place I want to be
Yep.
right now. It's okay in those instances to communicate with the coach and be like, hey, listen, I've had a really stressful week at work. I dragged myself to be here today.
Mhm.
Great. This is the stimulus as a workout. It's a sprint. Do me a favor. I want you to lighten the weights, move for 8 minutes.
Yep.
And that's okay, because that's going to allow you to not dip too far into that stress or cortisol bucket that you can't jump back out
Got
and
it.
come the next day. So
Right now, life's a little hectic for me.
yes.
Every workout I do, I have designated rest in it
Right.
because I just can't put output out for consistent. So that way I can actually move and not feel like I want to quit on myself in the middle of the workout. Just
Right.
kind of where I'm at right now.
But that's and that's better. And this is what a lot of people don't get. Doing that for you is better than mailing in it all together.
Oh yeah.
And so you have to move, but it's like be realistic with yourself. And I think the last thing I want to touch on that you already spoke on, which is 100% true. If you're a coach with us or anywhere really, if you want to be successful in this industry and you want to help as many people as possible, always with new people, always, first of all, let me back up. Get to know your members. All right. When they're new, take the time to get to know what they do for a living, what is their previous experience, their name, their family, like just talk to them. Because when you build that rapport, you then learn and know, hey, I can push them here. Hey, let's pull back here. Hey, you look good. Let's add a little bit more weight on and do so in a safe way. But in the beginning, err on the side of going too light and too slow so that they come out saying, I could have given a little bit more,
Mhm.
because then you know, okay, next time we could push a little bit harder. Because what you can't come back from is when you go too far the other way
Yeah.
and they're too banged up or hurt to come in.
Yep.
So thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully that provided some context and made some sense on our principles around scaling and modifying for class. As always, guys, like and subscribe to us on YouTube and Instagram. Give us a 5-star rating on the podcast platform you listen on. See you at the gym.